computer. Awesome. So we are going to start our evening with a quick meditation for our root and sacral chakra. So that is the topics for today is our root chakra, our sacral chakra, and our one of the Yamas, ahimsa. So we'll start with our meditation and we'll go from there.
Okay, I'm just gonna set my phone down so you can look at my sign.
We'll start with a little bit of sage to cleanse all of our energies. Take some deep breaths. All right, we're going to start with some deep breathing in through the nose. Exhale. Fill up and breathe in. And as you exhale, release any and all tensions of the day. Release these into the floor, release them back to the universe, where they came from. Notice your connection to the floor, whether that is at your seat or your feet, the soles of your feet. Perhaps you're lying on your back, and so it's the whole posterior side of your body. Notice the connection to the earth, that stability, that strength, that sense of grounding. And from there, bring your attention into your sacral chakra, which is a couple fingers underneath your belly button or navel. Notice that this is the center of compassion, the center of creation. You can even place one hand on this chakra and one hand on your heart. Connecting the two. Balancing. Sending breath into any stuck or tough spaces. And if any thoughts or feelings that you come to are overwhelming or feel like too much, it's okay. Take a step back to where you feel safe and secure. Purpose of these balancing meditations is to take baby steps. and deal with things as they come. Notice a sense of connectedness. Connectedness to the earth beneath you, energetically, physically, and mentally. Let's end with a few rounds of breath here. Calm, centered, confident, grounded, connected, peaceful, open to receive what the universe has for us. When you're ready, come up to a seated position or wherever you're comfortable. And I'm going to, how are we feeling?
Good. Feel good.
Awesome. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. We're just going to talk through the root chakra and the sacral chakra. Hey, stop. And
Trying to prop my phone up here, but it's not really working for me.
have it. There we go. Whoops. All right, can you see my screen?
Mhm.
Perfect. So let's talk about the chakras. The root chakra, Muladhara. Location is the base of your spine, your tailbone. And Muladhara is Sanskrit for root chakra. The energetic center of grounding, safety, and security. Your connection to, ooh, Julia has entered the waiting room. Hello, Julia. Welcome. Oh, she's connected. Hello, hello.
Hey, how are you?
Great, welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, this is Marie.
Hi, Marie.
Hi, I can't. I
I'm
know what
sorry.
I'm seeing, but I'm on my phone, so everything is teeny tiny.
There you go. I'm having a moment, so I don't know how long I'm going to be able to stick with you guys. I just got triggered really bad, and so I'm just.
Oh goodness.
Timing's really good.
Yeah, no, this is great. Well, we just finished a root chakra and sacral chakra meditation.
Which probably would have been really good.
It's all good. But we're just going to be talking about the root and the sacral chakra as the first and second. So yeah, you popped in at a great time.
Okay. Well, I definitely want to listen. I may need to go off camera for just a minute to kind of get it together. But,
Yeah. Is it something you want to talk about, or are you
it's just
okay?
something I didn't want to have to deal with today, and I've been putting off long enough, and starting a project, and it just opened up a whole can of worms. So,
like emotionally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I knew I shouldn't have after 2 hours of therapy today. So I'm that's why they tell you to rest after therapy.
Yes.
Don't do anything, but
yeah. Well, if you have to go off camera, that's fine, and just sit down and just connect to your root there, and just take some
I
breaths.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
I am going to listen so you guys can continue. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Sounds good. All right. So the first chakra is the root chakra, the ruby color, bright red ruby. The energetic center of grounding, safety, survival, security, your connection to Mother Earth, life force, energy, stability, and comfort. When this chakra is out of balance, you may feel insecure or unsafe. So it's fear, insecurity, anxiety, weak, like physical, or lack of direction or motivation. When this chakra is in balance, you'll feel energetic, excited, you'll have a sense of direction. Your safety, fearless, taking action without feeling secure in your decision making. And physical imbalances may manifest in issues such as depression, autoimmune, and physical problems of the legs, knees, feet, and toes. So we're going to talk about, to bring this back into balance, if you feel like you are not safe in a decision that you're making, or if you're not feeling secure in things, bringing it into balance is your red stones, your red colors. If you wear red, red jewels, eating more red foods, so like strawberries, beets, pomegranates, your essential oils, and then connecting with nature are all the ways that you can bring your root chakra back into balance.
Any particular oils that you suggest?
Cinnamon is a good one.
Cinnamon. I mean, I know all the red stuff, but I wasn't sure about oils for chakras, except for lemon for the kidneys. But that's not really a chakra.
I also like lavender. I know that's kind of a weird, it's not really a red oil, but I find that it's really good to bring people connected to their breath and their body, which I feel like balances the root chakra. So, although it's purple.
But lavender makes me think of amethyst, which makes me think of the heart, which is red. So I mean, I can make sense of that. That makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see, why it keeps doing that. All right. Balance. Ooh, journal prompts. So journal prompts for the root chakra is, I feel safe when I do blank, have blank. I'm more comfortable with giving or receiving, and why. We choose either one. I'm afraid I will lose blank if I'm successful. Maybe, I think for me, that one sort of hits home for authenticity and like humility. Both of those I feel that. And then nature speaks to me through, for me, that's water.
Mm.
So tips for keeping our root chakra healthy are practicing grounding. So visualizing your connection to the center of the earth through your feet. That can also be done sitting. So like you see your base of your spine connecting with the center of the earth, and spending time barefoot in the earth. So feet in the grass, people. Channeling Reiki or healing energy to your root chakra is also a way to bring it in balance and keep it healthy. Working with red crystals such as garnet or black tourmaline. Also visualizing a red sphere, so like a ruby red light, spinning around your root chakra. And then your red vegetables or root vegetables such as carrots, potatoes, or turnips. And then child's pose in yoga is very good for grounding the body. So we can do all of those things when we feel any of these: fear, insecurity, anxiety, lack of direction or motivation. All right, so the sacral chakra. Svadhisthana, one's own dwelling. That's what that means. And that is also Sanskrit. It is known as your second chakra and is located in the center of your body, about 4 fingers below your navel. Well, that could be relative to different people. This is the energetic center of confidence, motivation, prosperity, and sexuality. Also emotion, desire, pleasure, and creation. When out of balance, you might feel emotionally unstable, tense, withdrawn, fearful, unforgivable. That would be either towards someone or towards yourself, and depression. Also poor boundaries, a low sense of self-worth, or over ego invested are also imbalances. When this chakra is in balance, you are open and honest, sensual, gentle, forgiving, creative, compassionate, and all right. And then to bring this chakra back into balance would be orange foods. So oranges and carrots, and colors. So wearing orange or having an orange candle, orange stones, orange oil, and connecting with nature. Practicing physical balance. So once again, I feel like both of these chakras are tied together because it's about balance, and you can't really have balance without being grounded first. So the root chakra is very important because then all the rest of the chakras build on top of the root. So engaging in exercises of upright physical balance, like in yoga. So any of the standing poses. Again, channeling Reiki or healing energy to your solar, to your, what am I reading here? The wrong one, obviously. Goodness. To your channeling healing energy or Reiki to your sacral chakra. Working with orange or brown crystals, such as carnelian or smoky quartz. Visualizing again an orange wheel of light spinning in your sacral chakra. And also yoga poses that open the hips and joints, like a pigeon, seated forward fold can also help to balance this chakra. And then of course we have our orange oil or grapefruit oil. Any of the citrus oils will also help. Physical imbalance will often manifest in your intestines or lower. Girls, please stop. They're arguing over a bone over here. Okay, so physical imbalance will often manifest in your intestines or lower abdominal organs. Cool. Once again, connecting with nature. Journal prompts for the sacral chakra. Do I pay attention to my desires? Do I allow myself pleasure? Do I express my emotions? And do I believe my emotions are valid? All of these are very good questions, especially around the emotions. I've definitely been seeing in a lot of my conversations recently that it's hard for us to express our emotions because we're always trying to be strong and but it's so good to just to let it come out when it needs to.
Mm-hmm.
So much better than just like letting it all fester inside.
Yeah.
And then volcano out whenever it's time.
Look out.
Yes. Mantras for chakras 1 and 2. I deserve. I am worthy. My emotions are valid. I forgive. I create. I am grounded. I am safe. I am connected. And I am energy. These are all, so as you balance each chakra, so whether you do that by grounding yourself or any of the things that we've talked about here, you're creating a space by taking away the negative. So you want to put something positive in there. So that's why the mantras are important, is because you have created space from removing the negative or balancing. And now you want to establish a new way of being or a new pattern. So that's where these come in and why they're so important to us. All right. Well, I will send this little, I don't know what you call it, presentation. I'll send this out as a PDF to you.
Oh, cool.
Then that way you can have it to review and look over.
That'd be wonderful.
Yeah. And I also wanted to, let's stop sharing. I wanted to talk about ahimsa today, which is nonviolence or non-judgment. And this is one of the yoga. So there are the yamas and niyamas in yoga, and it's kind of like a code of ethics, and everything is based upon these pillars, I guess is what you would call them. Girls. So ahimsa is nonviolence or non-judgment, is the first jewel that sits at the foundation to the other guidelines, which in turn enhance the meaning and the richness of nonviolence. Nonviolence or non-judgment is a stance of right relationship with others and with yourself that is neither self-sacrifice or self-aggravation. This tenet guides us to live together, share goods, and do what we want without causing harm to others or ourselves. So this is all about balance and boundaries, which I thought was quite fitting for our chakras that we were just talking about. So this ahimsa is actually at the core of the foundation of all yoga philosophy and practice. I'm going to read this one little section here. Finding our courage, we only have to look around us to see that fear abounds. It abounds in cowardly faces that turn away, in violent attacks, in walls of protection, in bins of possessions, and in numerous unkind words and gestures. In an abundant world, hoarders take more than their share, leaving others lacking. Wars are started and fought to seize goods and keep power. All around the world, children's innocence is destroyed by abuse and horror. If we look closely, we can trace all of these acts of greed, control, and insecurity back to the root, fear. And fear creates violence. And we just talked about fear with our chakras. So if we are sitting in a state of balanced chakras and not living from fear, then we are practicing ahimsa. If we begin to address our fears, we need to know the difference between the fears that keep us alive and the fears that keep us living or keep us from living. The first kind of fear is instinctual and built into us for survival. And the second kind of fear is fear of the unfamiliar. The unfamiliar can become an abundant place for our exploration once we realize this fear lives only in our imagination. It is only our minds that have created the turmoil in our gut and keep us hostage to the possibility of our own lives. An example of fear that lives only in the imagination might be skydiving or, being on a rooftop of a very tall building, or in my case, spiders and bees. It's so irrational, but I have this death terrified of these things. And I do feel it in my gut and I feel it in my body. I actually jump when I see a bee. So yeah, I know exactly what this is. All of this is happening in your body at this very moment, and yet you have never experienced this activity. For me to walk into fear, I would imagine a different scenario for myself, something that looks like adventure and fun, something where I am competent and collected as I jump from heaven to earth. And then I would really step into my courage. I would call a pilot. Seeking out people and experiences we would normally avoid provides a fertile place to learn new things about ourselves and life. Even those we might call enemies have much to teach us. People we have preciously avoided will open up new ways of thinking and will give us pieces of ourselves. As we walk into our fears with both people and experiences, we will find that our sense of self has grown, our view has expanded, and the world suddenly looks like a bigger place. We are more competent to navigate in it. As we expound ourselves into these new places, our minds and hearts grow more open, and we have less need to be violent or judgmental. Thus, to create a life in a world free of violence and judgment is first and foremost to find our own courage. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to be afraid without being paralyzed. It is found by facing our fears, the small ones, the big ones, the embarrassing ones, and the really big, scary ones. To live the fullness that our own life is inviting us into, we often have to let ourselves be afraid and do it anyway. If we keep ourselves safe, how will our courage grow? One of the reasons for Gandhi's unmatched power was that he continued to stay with life. He didn't run away when life got too confusing or difficult. He stayed and learned and asked, what is the lesson from the moment? And in the process, he became a skillful leader no one could match and a force that no one could stop. For him, fear became a stimulus to develop his courage. Balance comes from listening to the guidance and wisdom of your inner voice. When we are in balance, we automatically live in nonviolence and non-judgment. One of the biggest challenges is maintaining balance, is also feeling powerless. Ahimsa invites us to question the feeling of powerlessness rather than accept it. And how we treat ourselves is in truth how we treat those around us. So if we are treating ourselves with judgment or not violence, but like if we are hurting ourselves with our words and our actions, then it's most likely that we are doing that to someone else as well. When we are unwilling to look deeply and courageously into our own lives, we can easily violate others in many subtle ways that we may not even be aware of, thinking that we are actually helping them. But yet we are not. When we learn compassion as we dissolve our personal version of the world and grow gentle eyes that are not afraid to see reality as it is. Whatever we find ourselves engaged in, this jewel of ahimsa, or non-violence, non-judgment, asks us to step lightly, do no harm, and to honor the relationship we have with ourselves, the earth, and with each other. Does anybody have any questions?
I'd never heard of that before, but I don't know a lot about yoga, so that's not surprising.
Yeah. Well, it's the first yama of the 8 that it's just kind of like the ethical code that you try to live by. And I learned about when in my yoga teacher training, so I didn't know about it until I took that. And then I was like, what is all these things? What are they? The namas and niyamas? And but it was really exciting to see this idea of living, and it's kind of also founded in like Buddhist tradition, like this is how we live: non-judgment, non-violence, non-stealing. Because I think so the other ones are truthfulness, non-stealing, non-excess, non-possessiveness, purity, contentment, self-discipline, self-study, and surrender. So those are the other ones.
So this is parallel also to the 42 ideals of Ma'at, the Egyptian goddess. Yeah.
I don't know that. How cool. It's weird to see religions like intertwining, like they're all rooted in very similar things. I'll have to look that up.
I'll share some stuff with you so you can see what I mean.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Awesome. So we learned about balance for ourselves tonight and connecting with the earth. So I think that's the most important thing, especially for our chakras and for ourselves, is our connection to the earth. So whether we take 5 minutes and stand in the grass or, sit outside for a quick, couple breaths, I feel like that's so important to keep us balanced and not get caught up in our head about how many things are going on and the stress of the day, because it will happen, and I mean, it happens to me so often. Like, oh my gosh, I'm running like a chicken.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
I was just going to say, it's interesting that listening tonight, because part of what's going on, I'm having terrible problems with my feet. And so we were looking up last night the emotional causes of this pain, because it's getting to the point the pulse in the foot is very weak, so it's not getting blood flow. And you can see where the tissue where my surgery was from my accident, it's turning dark. And so the tissue is like trying basically to, die. It would take a long time for it to die. But so we were just talking about in looking at some of the articles about, what I'm feeling and what I'm going through and how it's a direct connection. And then the article talked about the chakras being wanted to the connection and about grounding and the importance of all of that. So it's amazing the emotional connection with what it's physically doing to our bodies. And I've noticed my balance is so horrible. And it's been 2.5 years since the surgery, and it was really bad. I nearly split my Achilles tendon in half. It was 90% torn. But after 2.5 years, it doesn't seem like it's getting better. It's getting worse. And I think a lot of that we're starting to see is because of the emotional factor.
Wow.
I'm trying to figure out what the next steps are. My doctor even wants me to go do myofascia work.
Okay. Yeah, that would definitely help.
Yeah.
I know that my acupuncturist, he actually saved a man's foot. Because there was no blood flow to his foot, he actually saved it. He was going to have it amputated, and he just told me this story about how they started doing acupuncture like twice or 3 times a week, and within 2 weeks that man's foot was back alive.
And see, I was doing more regular acupuncture on it when I was working at the chiropractor office, picking up hours.
Yeah.
So now that I haven't been there the last few months, I've noticed, and that may be part of it, was I was doing acupuncture.
Yeah. Well, and so, I mean, that uses the energy channels also, because chakras are energy channels, and acupuncture is very similar, works along the channels and the meridians. So yeah, I mean, that's probably what was happening is they were allowing those channels to be open and flowing, getting oxygen and blood flow to that area. Marie, do you have any suggestions for her?
This, believe it or not, the citrus oils are actually good for like swelling in the ankles and the feet too. So I think that fits in perfectly with the red and orange oils that you talked about. But the citrus oils, I know for sure, the tangerine and orange, I think, are good for, like, folks who have like a heart condition where they retain fluid in their ankles and their lower legs and their feet.
Yeah.
So I know it's good for circulation in the feet, but also something I've been hearing a lot about lately, and I'm just starting to dabble in myself, is black oxygen powder.
I've never heard of that.
Oh, what do tell? What is
well,
black oxygen? Tell us more.
I don't feel super qualified to say very much about it. What I can tell you is you would take it as a supplement. It's a mineral that we're missing. It's actually I don't know if it's combined with fulvic acid or if it is fulvic acid, but it basically comes from a bog in Canada. And you buy it as a black powder. There's a company out there called Black Oxygen Organics who's actually turned it into a multi-level marketing style company. But I actually was able to buy it in small increments at my natural health food store. So I bought some actually today. But
Marie, where are you located?
I'm in Southwest Florida, but you can buy this stuff anywhere in the country right now. It's everywhere.
Okay.
So you take very, very tiny amounts of it internally. If you take it internally at all, most people start by soaking their feet in hot water with this in it. And 2 of the things I know it's really good for is removing parasites from the body and removing heavy metals from the body. So
that's very cool.
Yeah. Wow. So a heavy metal, could be mercury is considered that, right?
Yes, mercury would be a heavy metal. So the important thing is that you want to learn about this, first of all, from someone who's much more educated than me. I'm just learning about it, but you have to be very slow with it, because I don't know if you've ever detoxed from any kind of illness. but it can make you incredibly sick if you go too fast.
Mm.
I have, yeah, you can get very sick and run down very quickly.
Yeah, so you want to start out like 16ths and 30 seconds of a teaspoon. So really, really small, but
Okay. And it's called black oxygen powder.
so you want to Google a company called Black Oxygen Organics, or BOO for short, but Black Oxygen Organics.
Okay.
It's a Canadian company.
Yeah, I
Try to
got
see
it
if I
pulled up
had
here. It
anything
says
to write on here.
it said it is made from peat moss. Hey, quit.
Supposedly it's a renewable, the source is renewable. So all I know is it comes from a bog in Canada. This is something that you can also give your plants. So, I mean, it's like, I put it in the same category with diatomaceous earth. Have you ever used that or heard of that? The white powder, like you can use it to get bugs off your flowers, and you can also take it internally.
I've heard of it, but I didn't know that you could take it internally.
I think you can. I can't remember what you'd use it for, but it's basically just ground up shells.
My friend, she had heard of that. I've heard her talk, and she had said you could take it internally.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Wow.
But also the last thing I want to say is we hold so much emotion and good and bad in our fascia system. And so I have chronic Lyme, and fascia is a huge problem for me. I struggle with a lot of fascia related pain. So I absolutely, definitely 1000% agree with any kind of fascia work to your body.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
also lymph massage, which you can learn how to do yourself.
With the brush, correct?
Even just
You
with your
can.
fingertips. Even just with your fingertips, just learn like where and how, and like you barely need any pressure at all to keep your lymph moving. That might also help the congestion in your foot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that is helpful. The I'm sorry.
Is it your right or
Completely left my brain.
is it your right foot or your left foot?
I've had surgery on both, but this bad one this time is the left. And I know there's a lot going on there. I know what I was going to say. I did have a friend that made me a roller ball with the essential oils for swelling. It has a lot of citrus in it. So I have been using that.
So, right. So, and then I'm going to put on my energy healer hat here for a second. I hope that's okay. The left foot would
Female.
mean, and maybe you know this, but you want to maybe dig into problems that are related to females in your past lives, current life, maybe your own feminine energy. It's just a place to start.
It's probably a lot myself, and I lost my mom not too long ago, and very unexpectedly. And so I'm sure that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, and just briefly, I have a roommate that's I'm trying to work on, and was trying to clean out. She wanted this particular room and wanted the closet. So she wanted that closet. So I had to clean out that closet, which is my stash away, not look at closet. And so I ended up pulling out like the marriage license and all the pictures of my ex, and my divorce was just final in March, and all this pain and horrible things that I had to deal with. And I just put me over the edge after 2 hours of therapy today. So I need a drink, honestly.
You need a hot bath and a nice comfy bed.
Yes, I am over it today. I am over it. I've tried to be productive, and
sounds like you were.
Yeah, but at what cost?
It's all good.
I feel like I'm going crazy today. So yeah, so now pretty much everything that was in the closet, half of it's in the loft, and I'm just like, okay, I don't do well with disarray. So like seeing that, it's like that has got to go somewhere. I have no idea yet, but somewhere in this house, it's gonna have to go. probably just really in reality needs to just be set on fire and walk away.
Thank you. Yes, that's what I was going to say. Just burn it.
Let's do it. Let's have a burn party.
Like,
we could all burn something.
Yeah, burns. I found my wedding dress. Like, yeah, there was just tons.
Yeah, just set a fire and pour yourself a glass of something and like just make like a ceremony out of it and just let it like ugly cry for as long as you have to and just let that shit go.
Let's do a burn party.
I just didn't want to even have to see it. It's like, oh, but it's like when that bitch gets home tonight, that closet's clean. Just like,
let it out, Julia. Let it out.
Can I say,
it's all good.
Can I say one more thing? I'm sorry.
Please do.
What I am also getting for you is that to work on your nervous system. So I don't know if you use CBD oil, but like some really good quality CBD oil and piano music, even if you hate it, play it in your headphones while you're sleeping. Those two things are really, really powerful together to heal your nervous system.
Okay, do you recommend the Delta 8? So I have some Delta 8s here.
Oh, that's CBD oil.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, okay. So that's different than the
black can of black.
Oh, okay. I do have CBD oil that I've been using, but we also here have like Delta 8s, which I guess has more of the THC in it.
I've heard of those.
Trace amounts.
That works too. Oh, someone did mention Delta 8 to me for sleep the other day.
Yeah, I've never had any reaction to like my younger days, like trying to smoke or anything with marijuana, but the Delta 8s, I'm ready for them to ban them here in Tennessee, but utilizing those on occasion, as long as we're allowed to get them. I guess they come in a gummy form or one of the best ones we found, or in my opinion, they're chocolate and they have pop rocks in them.
Oh, cool.
Oh, wow.
They're so good. So good.
And they make you feel relaxed.
Yeah, they make you really relaxed, but I know why they want to ban them, because it's so different. Every brand is completely different how it affects you. So you can do one brand and you will feel the effects in an hour. And then you could try another brand and 3 and 4 hours later, you're like, I didn't get anything out of that, so it's just really varied. So I found a couple that I do like, and it's very relaxing. But piano music that's what I was thinking. I've been playing for years. Rain always calms me because it has to do with a good childhood memory. So I usually sleep to like rain at night, but piano music might be better.
Well, I'm not saying it's better. I'm saying it's good. I'm not saying you should completely give up one for the other, but piano music is healing, especially if you can find, have you heard of solfeggio frequency?
Solfeggio frequency?
Solfeggio. So it's SOLFEGGIO. Solfeggio.
I'm going to have to write that down again. I was like, I have never heard of that.
I'm just like vomiting information here, but these are just things that.
It's all good. That's what we're here for.
No, that's what I need. Vomit away, please. I need all the help I can get.
Where else would someone tell you to vomit away?
And I'm like, can I catch it? Can I catch it? Okay. Tell me again, Marie, spell it, please.
SOLFEGGIO.
Okay.
So if you type that into YouTube, you're going to see immediately solfeggio frequency videos. So I just put those on, like let it play on the nightstand and plug in my earbuds and just fall asleep to it. But when you heal your nervous system, it makes it easier for you to heal and to transcend patterns, especially patterns that keep you like stuck and hurting. So when your nervous system is healed, and it's not a one and done, it's a constant work in progress. But when you and I'm thinking of in terms of like numerology, if you have one number that you need to change to a higher number or a better number, if your nervous system is healthy and healed, it smooths out the channel for you to rise above the hard stuff. Does that make sense?
It does, not so much with the numerology, but the
Yeah, that part
healing of the
sits within my brain.
well, no, that's okay. The healing of the nervous system, and like when you were talking about that and explaining it to me, I could feel that. Like I have like a little chill, and I can feel it like in my chest, because I know that that's part of like right now what I'm dealing with my crazy ex and me filing charges, and there's, stalking, and yeah, I'm very on edge all the time.
Yeah.
And I have 2 Dachshund Jack Russell dogs that are my world, but they bark at a leaf blowing 3 doors
So
down.
you're jumpy.
Very jumpy.
Yeah.
Very jumpy. But
So
at the same time, they're also very relaxing for me and make me feel safe. And it's so crazy because I've never had dogs ever. I've always been terrified of dogs, and now they're my world.
And they're part of your healing too.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're there for a reason.
I was
And
going
when you calm down, they'll calm down
See?
too.
Look at that.
There's
little
one. The other one's being a traitor right now.
When you
She's-
feel better, they'll feel better too.
Yes.
They won't bark every leaf that goes by. When you feel better, they'll feel better.
Well, they're also traumatized from the relationship. And my older one, they both have PTSD. My older one has to take Prozac every day.
Oh.
Sad. Yeah, because of what they've been through. And then right after he left, we went through the tornado. So now when it storms, my younger one gets really freaked out. And that didn't start happening until we went through the tornado. So she's been on edge today, but thank goodness she's kind of chill right now over on the couch.
Yes, because it's storming at my house.
Yes, we just got another alert, by the way.
Yeah.
I swiped it away. So we have another lovely weather alert.
It's the remnants of that tropical storm from that hit the Panhandle, headed our way.
Panhandle. Yeah.
Coming straight for Nashville. Good times.
All the fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
do you have Julia, do you have a massage therapist that you see?
I have a massage therapist that works on me. Me being unemployed right now, she's been amazing. Every week she's been working on me, but she does no myofascial work.
Okay.
So I've got to call into a lady I'm supposed to talk to tonight. And then I went to one in Berry Hill. It's been a while, and but they all seem to be about the same in pricing. I don't know. I'm looking for suggestions, probably, if you've got someone that you want to see.
Well, I do massage.
Do you do myofascial work?
I do.
Okay, we need to talk then. Yeah, because I need help with this. So yes, I need to schedule with you. See, the last time that I did the myofascial work with this lady, she said, it's so funny, and I laughed because she had this calm voice, and she says, you're very angry. Your body is furious, and there is nothing I can do for you until you're not so mad at everything.
Oh my goodness.
And I was dying laugh. I was trying not to bust out laughing in her face, because she was like, basically, like, you're locked up, you're screwed, I can't do anything for you. So I'm like, okay. So that was the last time I went. And that was, in the middle of all the crazy horror with my marriage. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Me trying to be calm and not kill him, basically, So, yeah, it was all coming through with my body. But yes, my medical doctor had said he needs me to do myofascial work, get some blood flow to my feet.
Yeah. I can also, well, you said you have an acupuncturist, right?
The chiropractor that I jumped in and worked for a little bit, I had regular hours. Like during COVID, they lost all their staff. And I just kind of jumped in and was like, hey, I'll help y'all. And so now I haven't had any regular hours since February, but he still works on me.
Okay.
And then they call like so sporadically. It's weird. I had like a day last month, and then I have a day this month and a day next month. So he does acupuncture. Any of his chiropractic treatments, he has acupuncture. You can do it for $10.
Oh,
It's the
wow.
best deal in town. Yeah.
That's
Of course,
great.
he works on me, thankfully, at no charge. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that's great.
that is great. But yes, then I need to talk to you
Yeah.
and figure out what we can do. That
Yeah.
would be great.
Yeah. We can absolutely do that for sure.
Because it's starting to really freak me out when you can't feel your feet. Yeah, it's and I'm not that old, and I'm thinking, okay, I don't want my foot amputated. I'm just like, my brain just starts going crazy. Yes, it's a little dramatic, Marie.
It is what it is. No, this is me feeling compassion for you. I mean, I understand medical issues are frustrating, especially when you feel like you don't have, especially when you don't really know what to do, and B, you feel like you can't afford or can't find what you do need.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Or
it's
you don't
just,
have control either.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like for right now, not having insurance, not working. I lost my job because of COVID after 7 years. And I'm still just lost trying to figure it all out. It's a lot right now. So
Well, you're on the right path.
Yeah.
I sure hope so. Something's got to give, or I'm going insane. But,
Yeah.
okay. I was going to show you now. They're both here. Hi, Gertie. Can you say hello?
Oh, so cute.
Hi, baby.
Oh, what a sweetie.
Yeah, they just traded places. They're crazy.
Oh, do you have a dog, Marie?
I actually have two, and they're sitting here with me. If I could figure out how to flip my camera to show you.
The upper right hand or upper left hand corner on my
Oh, there it is.
phone. Yeah.
Thank you. Can you see them?
Oh my
Roxy.
Hi,
gosh.
guys.
He's giving him
Doodle.
kisses.
Roxy.
Sweet babies. I
Oh.
love it.
Oh, licking.
I love it.
We
Yeah.
all got our dogs. I love it.
Yes, I love it. That's great. Well, I appreciate the tips. That's really helpful with the oils and learning you do myofascial work. So there was a reason I was supposed to be on here tonight.
Yes. We're all in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
Julia, if you, with your permission, I have to send some Reiki tonight to a friend in Georgia who's really sick with COVID, and her family. So if you, with your permission, I'll include you in my Reiki tonight.
That's fine.
Okay.
That is fine.
Thank you, Marie.
Appreciate
Yeah.
that.
It's so wonderful.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, ladies, for being on tonight. I feel like it's been a wonderful chat, and
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
I'm glad that we could all connect and give each other some love and support.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Great way to spend a
Absolutely.
Wednesday evening.
Yes.
It is.
All right.
Storming off.
Okay.
I know.
Yeah. Well, ladies, I'm going to jump off. Have a great
Mhm.
rest of the evening. And Brittany, I'm going to see what your schedule looks like.
Yeah. I'll send you a message after this.
Thank you. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Marie.
All right.
Night,
See y'all
y'all.
later. Have a good night.
Bye.